That is a good one. I think I already have mine. I got mine done.
I have a couple contenders.
It's interesting
we gotta
because...
see who the Bachelor gives his rose to next week.
Oh,
You like that timely reference there?
Oh, Jesus. All right.
Yeah, motherfucker. We're gonna take it up a few notches right now. See if y'all can keep up.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 27 of the ScruffCast. I'm John.
And I'm Dan.
Now, Dan, and listeners, you may know we have a new way we've been kicking the podcast off the last couple of weeks with the question to ponder. At the end of every episode, we give you a question to ponder. Write in with your answers for us to read on the next episode, and we give our answers as well. So, last week's question was, if you could do something illegal and get away with it, what would it be and why? And a listener wrote in to scruffcast@gmail.com with their answer, and it's quite a good one. The listener says, "Hello, ScruffCast." I like that little jolly intro there.
Yeah, that
Hello,
is nice.
ScruffCast.
Yeah.
Love last week's question. Would I commit a crime if you could get away with it? Absolutely! With an exclamation.
All right.
I would love to beat the shit out of someone that made me completely irate.
What's funny is, like, this thing I was thinking, like, oh, man, I'd go speeding in my car, right? This person just goes aggressive right off the start.
Yeah, I would love to beat the shit out of someone that made me completely irate. Do I know who? No, but would like to get a freebie if the situation came about.
Oh.
Keep up the great work. Sent from my iPhone.
Oh, boy.
So we keep it anonymous here on the ScruffCast. So that's how this person would use their free crime. Dan, do you have yours?
I do. I would rob a bank.
Free money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, you watch, like, the old movies and stuff, like, from the 1930s and stuff. John Dillinger and all those guys.
Yeah.
And it was so cool. They were, like, going and robbing banks and stuff. Well, it probably wasn't cool for the people working in the bank, but,
that, like, crime lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right?
You rob a bank, you're going to get away with it. You get all the money.
Yeah, there's, like, the money's insured and stuff. They'll figure it out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're not going to get in trouble, so might as well get the money.
Yeah, get away.
Yeah.
So, for mine, that was kind of one of my first things I thought of was robbing a bank or some sort of fraud or something because you want lots of money.
Yeah.
But then I thought of something that I thought, ooh, not only could I get lots of money this way, but it'd be a little more fun and creative. I would steal someone's identity, but not just anybody. I'd steal, like, the identity of somebody famous, like George Clooney or something. Now, I'm George Clooney, right? I'm just pulling up and they're like, "Oh, Mr. Clooney," and I'll be like, "I've had a lot of work done. I have an upcoming shoot."
Yeah,
They'd be like, "Oh, right this way, sir." And I pass off as George Clooney. I'm getting tons of money.
I don't know. You could, I guess, but, like, how would that work? That's like something you have to keep up forever. It's not like just a one-time crime you just do. It's like, now you're George Clooney. You have to act in movies.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I'd take that over my day job.
Oh my God, what happened to George Clooney? He's such a terrible actor now.
Dude, he's still getting paid.
So less handsome than he used to be.
He's still getting paid. Yeah, so I thought something like that would be good.
Yeah, okay. That is a good one. It all revolves back to money.
Yeah, of course,
us.
but I thought that would be kind of comical. It doesn't necessarily have to be George Clooney. I just thought stealing someone's identity, so I don't know. Why not George Clooney?
Anyone, yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't take the aggressive route, or killing somebody or beating somebody up.
Yeah, or beating the shit out of someone who made you irate.
Yeah, like some people.
Yeah.
But that was a good one.
Okay, yeah, that was a great question.
Yeah.
So, listeners, email us at scruffcast@gmail.com if you have your answers to our questions to ponder each week, or you have a question you'd like us and your fellow listeners to ponder.
And we will obviously have a question to ponder at the end of this episode.
So stay tuned. All right. Now, we're recording this the day after Canada Day and 2 days before the 4th of July.
Technically, it's, like, still a holiday here.
Yeah, the statutory holiday was on July 2nd here. So, for Canada Day, sometimes the local cities, they get into the festivities. And in Wasaga Beach, the festivities weren't going as planned. So, I'll read you the headline here. Sean Desmond concert in Wasaga Beach, now free after disappointing ticket sales.
Now, first off, for anyone who doesn't know who Sean Desmond is, he was like a singer, like a pop singer back, like, Oh, boy. Maybe like when the Backstreet Boys were out? Maybe like a little bit after that. Early 2000s? And he's from Toronto. So he's like kind of local, right? But he got like pretty big.
Yeah.
He was fairly big.
He was on like Much Music.
Yeah, he was like, I don't know how big he was internationally, but he was Canada big anyway,
yeah.
Right? At that time. But he didn't really go anywhere. Like, that was kind of it for him. He maybe had 2 CDs, and then that was kind of it. Fizzled out.
Yeah, I wouldn't be using my one free identity theft on him.
No, not on Jon Desmond.
No.
He's pretty handsome, though.
Yeah, well,
So is George Clooney, I guess. He's got a lot more money.
All right, so a Canada Day Eve concert featuring Jon Desmond will be open to the public. Wasaga Beach Council was to consider a motion at its Tuesday meeting, so they did this earlier last week before the Canada Day was upcoming, a motion at its Tuesday meeting to make the concert free after ticket sales proved disappointing. The town issued a news release Monday morning ahead of the meeting announcing the change. The motion to be considered also included a request to approve a $53,000 budget adjustment for the Beachfront Management Committee to cover the shortfall of the entire Canada Day weekend concert, blah, blah, blah. So now, Dan, when they say that ticket sales were disappointing, how many tickets do you think were sold to the Jon Desmond concert?
I don't know, maybe like a couple hundred?
Now, what if I told you that if we were giving weekly giveaways every week, free tickets to this concert for all 27 weeks of the ScruffCast?
Yeah.
Would you believe if I told you we would have given away more tickets than they sold?
No way.
Less than 27 tickets. 17 tickets.
I obviously knew the answer to this already. I was just playing along.
But good acting for the listeners at home.
I could be George Clooney.
17 tickets.
17 tickets! Oh, boy.
Like 1-7. I cannot believe it. I feel so bad for him. Like, can you imagine? He's thinking like, wow, I'm getting tapped for this gig? That's amazing.
Damn, it's been a while, but I'm coming back. You know
his
what I mean?
agent calls him. He's got a good opportunity.
Oh, you gotta feel that's such just an ego destroyer.
Oh yeah.
I would have bailed if I was him. I was like, you know what? I'm not even doing this anymore. I'm just
100%. Or like have done it as free from the beginning or something.
Yeah.
17. So those 17 individuals who purchased tickets will be reimbursed, and people who won tickets through radio promotions will be invited to a meet and greet.
So there's actually radio promotions for this. So like this was promoted like well enough. You know what I mean? Marketed well.
They're giving tickets away.
And still only 17 tickets sold.
Oh boy. That's rough.
Like, the thing I'm kind of looking at here is, like, anybody who would have listened to Jon Desmond, like, you got to think, like, my sister, like, listened to him, her age group, right?
Yeah.
Those people now are, like, you know, in their 30s, probably, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they're married, maybe they got kids. They don't got time to go to Wasaga Beach to watch Jon Desmond.
No.
Why are you bringing this guy out? Anyone who's, like, 19, 20, 21, going to Wasaga to party for a Canada long weekend doesn't know who this guy is. They were barely even born when this guy was kind of around doing his thing.
So there's a cost breakdown here, which says the cost specific to Jon Desmond's appearance was $69,000 to his management company, plus $4,500 for security to stop all those 17 rabid fans. And the town also spent approximately $16,000 to promote his concert. So kind of along the lines of what you were just saying, right, of how popular Jon Desmond is nowadays, or not popular at all. There was a poll on the website, which is, this is from the Toronto Star. Would you buy tickets to a Jon Desmond concert, or would you only go if it was free? And here are the options. Yes, I'd pay for tickets. He's made some good music. No, I wouldn't pay to see him, but I'd go for free. I don't know who Jon Desmond is, or oh, I know Jon Desmond, and I'm trying to forget. So if we view the results of the poll, if they would load.
Oh, I'm going to vote.
Yes, I'd pay for tickets. 5.3% of the vote. No, I wouldn't pay, but I'd go for free. 19% of the vote. I don't know who Jon Desmond is. 45% of the vote.
See, there you go.
And, oh, I know, and I'm trying to forget, 29% of the vote.
This is like 8,000 people who voted.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, 9,700.
Yeah, so that goes to show you right there. Almost half the people didn't even know who he was.
Yeah, don't even know who he is.
Yeah, so the mayor of Wasaga Beach went and they called the council hasty, and they failed to educate themselves on what entertainment our residents and visitors are interested in. Clearly,
fact.
The town hires staff to be in the loop of what people want. It makes staff's job very difficult when a board dictates who they are to engage as entertainment and gives the staff a less than adequate budget to market them. I think they would have needed a way bigger budget.
Yeah, like
to get people to buy these tickets.
In fairness, too, like, you know, like this is Wasaga Beach. What's a population of Wasaga Beach? 10,000 people, maybe.
Yeah, fairly
It's
small.
tiny.
It's definitely people like traveling there for the long weekend.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's how they get a ton of people, right? But like, how much money do they really have to spend on something like this? You know what I mean?
To put on a free concert.
Like, $69,000 just went to him.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, how much more do they really have to spend? It's just Wasaga Beach.
If I'm Sean Desmond, I'm picking up that phone. That's not a bad payday.
That is a great for Sean Desmond. I mean, yeah.
But 17 tickets. Oh man.
I feel for him because
that's bad.
I used to listen to his stuff back in, like, you know, when we were younger, because my sister, she was older, so I used to listen to everything she listened to. He's got some good songs.
So you would have been in the yes, I would go see him. He made good music category.
No, I would have been in the no. I wouldn't pay to see him. I'd go for free. That's the one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't be paying to see him, right?
No.
But if I was in Wasaga already, I would check it out.
And the concert, so you're like, oh yeah, I'll stroll up to the beach, go see what he's got going on.
I wouldn't go out of my way 2 hours to go see the free show.
No.
But if I happen to be there in the area and he was playing on stage, I'd stick around for a couple songs I knew. You know?
Yeah. I wonder what the actual turnout was once it turned free. We'll have to see if we can get a ScruffCast update.
Yeah. My fiance's brother was in Wasaga this weekend.
Ooh, maybe he went.
Maybe he knows something.
We'll have to dig into it.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. I think that we've given Sean Desmond more airtime than he's had on any international media show in quite a while.
Can we just like put something into perspective here?
Sure.
Before we end this, the ScruffCast has more listeners than Sean Desmond could sell tickets to his own show.
Yeah, if the town of Wasaga Beach wanted to give us $69,000 to do like a free live ScruffCast next,
it would have been more beneficial to them.
Yeah, I'd be all aboard for that.
Yeah, like the ScruffCast, we do okay, but you know we don't got a lot of listeners. We're no Joe Rogan podcast, right?
But we're above Sean Desmond.
But we now know we can, you know, push more than Sean Desmond can.
Yeah, Deputy Mayor of Wasaga Beach, Nina Bilfolchi. If you're out there, hit us up at ScruffCast.
Next Canada, we'll do a live episode from Wasaga Beach, and we'll only charge $50,000.
Yeah, pretty good deal.
Yeah.
All right, Dan, you want to take this next one?
No, because I don't know which one we're doing.
All right, the next one is another misfire, if you will. This comes to us from the Huffington Post. Phillie Phanatic shoots baseball fan in the eye with a hot dog. So, the Phillie Phanatic is the mascot of the Philadelphia Phillies, the baseball team. So, at sporting events, you know, in between whistles, or in the case of baseball, like in between plays, they'll usually have different stuff going on, right, to sort of keep the crowd engaged, if you will. Sometimes the mascots, like, giving away T-shirts or whatever. They got T-shirt cannons and stuff. Well, in Philadelphia, their mascot, the the Phillie Phanatic. Had a hot dog cannon.
Sorry,
he was shooting out hot dogs.
I'm like, I've just read a quote here. It's just funny. Continue. I'm sorry.
So you see this guy, he has a giant hot dog cannon that's shaped like a hot dog. There's a video, and he's shooting hot dogs into the crowd. Like, just a wiener. There's no bun here.
Oh, it's just the hot? It's not like the full thing?
I don't think so. I'm not seeing any... How would the hot dogs... How would the wiener stay in the buns flying out of the sky?
No, but they could be wrapped in, like, the tinfoil.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
You know what I mean?
Very true.
I figured it would be like... Because I didn't read this article before.
Yeah,
I thought it'd be like a little, like, hand air cannon. Like, you see, like, the T-shirt tosses? Yeah. Like that. I thought that's what it would be. And they just load these, like, hot dogs in.
No, this is like a mobile unit. It's got, like, a hot dog cannon, and you can, like, bite this thing around.
Okay.
And I guess that's actually true. It would be fired out with the bun and everything wrapped up, because if you got just the hot dog, what would you do with it? Just like, I got a hot dog.
Yeah.
Right? So, anyways, the article goes on to say, Kathy McVeigh is the name of the person who got hit with the hot dog. She might have gotten a bruising at the ballpark, but Philadelphia Phillies fan Kathy McVeigh is still true even if she's black and blue.
Ho, ho, ho.
McVeigh has a black eye after being hit Monday night when her team's mascot, the Phillie Phanatic, shot a Frankfurter out of a hot dog-shaped cannon into the stands above home plate. Sadly, McVeigh's attempt to catch the flying wiener didn't work, an error she blames on a shoulder injury that requires surgery. So she's already got the excuses.
Yeah. Well, I would have had it, I swear.
So, a quote from her. "It came down with such force, like a ton of bricks," she told Inside Edition. "My glasses flew off and I started bleeding."
That's what had me laughing a little bit there.
McVeigh ended up in a hospital emergency room that night where a scan confirmed she didn't have a concussion. So at least it wasn't, as bad as it could have been.
Yeah.
But she does have one major league shiner on her right eye. "Mostly it's going to get worse before it gets better," she told the local TV station. It's going to go down the side of my face." And then you just see this picture of this poor older lady. I'm going to say
She's probably close to 70. Late
Yeah.
60s.
Yeah, in her 60s probably. She's probably been a, Philadelphia Phillies fan for a while. This poor lady just got a huge black eye from getting smoked in the face with a hot dog. So at least she had a good sense of humor. She goes on to say, "At least it's funny. It's a story I can tell people. My only thing is to just warn people to be careful." So they asked her, do you still plan on going to future games? And they actually offered her tickets and apologized to her. The team did. Luckily, her hot dog hematoma didn't scare her off the offer, it says. "I love the Phillies. I would definitely go. I just have a story to tell." However, she admits next time she plans to sit in the nosebleed section.
At least she's taking it in stride.
Yeah. So one thing I'm thinking of is if I'm this woman, am I going out and now I'm a motivational speaker? I'm telling the harrowing tale of you got to be careful. I'm all about baseball stadium safety.
That was my thought kind of was let's say you were the person who got hit with the hot dog.
Yeah.
Would you then start doing, TV, TV newscasts and stuff like that?
Hi, I'm
this
Kathy
woman
McVeigh.
did something on on TV on a news show.
NBC Philadelphia or something.
Yeah, would you have done that if they approached you and said, "Hey, we'd love to have you on. You were the person who got hit with the hot dog in the eye. You want to tell your story?"
Yeah, because my first thought when I was reading the article was, if I'm this lady, do I even want to add insult to injury here? Do I want to go around and saying, "I'm the lady who got hit in the eye with the hot dog"? No way.
100%. If they approach me, I'm I will pass on that.
Yeah,
thank you.
no,
I'll
thank
just take
you.
my black eye and move along here. And she got free tickets. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
But I don't think if I was this lady, I would.
I love how she, the reason I didn't catch it was the shoulder injury I have that requires surgery. That's the reason why.
Yeah.
Couldn't get the arm up in time.
Yeah, she wants a GoFundMe now for her surgery. She doesn't, but
She might get it.
imagine. If I was her, that would be my angle. I get the team to pay for my shoulder surgery.
She had a pretty serious shiner.
Oh yeah, it's bad. We should definitely tweet this from our Twitter account at ScruffCast.
Was it just launched it straight at her? Poof! Did it go up in the air and come back down? How can a hot dog create that much damage?
Dude, if she was
she
behind
has
home,
a full-on black eye.
if she was behind home plate, it must have been arced up like a perfect parabola, just a perfect arc. Foop, foop.
I just don't understand how a hot dog
Because
could create
they
that
usually
much.
have those nets behind home plate, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I bet you her husband just hit her, and this is a cover-up. She got hit with the
It was
hot
the
dog,
Phillie
and then,
Phanatic.
and then they were out in the hallway arguing, and he just poof punched her. And now they came back it was that hot dog that hit me in the face.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry.
A hot
Here.
dog cannot create that much damage for sure.
Honey, I'm sorry.
It's
Here,
bread.
let's go to the baseball game. We'll make it up to you.
In a mushy piece
Oh,
of meat.
they got a hot dog cannon. Perfect.
Perfect. Sock you right in the kisser.
Alrighty. Things took a little bit of a dim turn there. Do you want to take the next story?
No, John, I don't.
You never want to take the stories.
Well, I don't want
Is
to take
that
the
new
stories
thing?
because I just exactly what I'm doing right now.
You're just like the commentary guy. You're in there for the funny stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm not sure what order we're doing anything in.
All right. Listeners should know we have a note with the orders explicitly set.
I'm on the articles page. I have them all pulled up, and I flip back and forth. So I have no order.
I see.
So when you start talking, I just flip to whatever we're on.
All right. Well, in that case, pretend the last 30 seconds to a minute didn't happen and get ready for a sweet transition.
All right.
Speaking of food,
Oh!
a story from ABC News, which also, this is taking a dim turn here. Man suspected of killing 21 co-workers by poisoning their food.
Oh, boy.
So, this story takes place in Germany. And German police are reviewing the suspicious deaths of 21 engineering workers dating back nearly 2 decades after one of their co-workers was allegedly caught on camera trying to poison a colleague's lunch.
Oh, my God.
So authorities launched an investigation after finding quicksilver, lead, and cadmium at the 56-year-old suspect's home following the alleged attempted poisoning at a metal fitting firm in a small northwestern town of Schlossholt-Stukenbrock, which is German. It's somewhere in Germany. So a 26-year-old colleague, whom authorities have not named, noticed a suspicious unknown white powder on his sandwich and then reported it to his manager, who they named the manager for some reason. Achim Ritter. Achim Ritter is a spokesman for the police, apparently. We talked to ABC News. And the company installed a CCTV camera in the lunch break room. On 2 more occasions, they found footage allegedly showed this 56-year-old guy who worked at this metal plant, like trying to poison people's lunches for like no rhyme or reason. There's like no particular reason.
Just a psycho.
Yeah, so the suspect, named only as Klaus O, was arrested on...
It's such an evil-sounding name, too.
Klaus.
O.
Yeah, it's like of all the German names...
It would be a Klaus that's trying to kill people.
It wasn't me, it was Klaus. So they, had this suspect that they caught on the cameras. They went and investigated his home, and then they found all these things. And apparently went back to 2000. And there's been 21 cases of this.
So hold on.
Yeah.
This guy's been killing people for 21 years at this place.
No. For 18 years, since 2000. But he's killed 21 people.
Sorry, killed 21 people in 18 years. So there's been 21 people that have died from, like, food-related things at this place, and they haven't thought to look into it at all?
Apparently not.
Is that not a little suspicious?
Not until this one guy was like...
This guy's like, I can kill, 1.2 a year. I'm good. You know what I mean? Some years he kills 2, some years he kills 1. You know what I mean? But, like...
Yeah, not until this one guy... was about to eat a sandwich. He's like, there's some white powder on here. I'm not digging this.
Yeah.
And when he showed his manager's like, oh, that doesn't look normal.
But how? Okay. Well, maybe my questions will be answered here.
Maybe, but I don't think
Probably not.
So they did some tests on this guy's apartment, and then they found lead acetate, which was a poison that could have caused severe organ damage. So, that's some rough stuff.
Yeah.
So a manager there initially believed the alleged sprinkling of a substance on the coworkers' food was a joke. In the beginning, we thought it was a misconceived prank between coworkers and not a murder attempt, he told the German news agency. Described the suspect, who he said worked for the company for 38 years, as conspicuously inconspicuous.
Okay.
That conspicuously inconspicuous Klaus.
Klaus.
So authorities widened their investigation after alleged poisoning attempt, and the investigation uncovered a total of 21 cases dating back to the year 2000 of employees at the same company who have died under suspicious circumstances.
Damn.
So it doesn't really go on to say that they had said anything in the past or noticed anything up until now. Just this one guy was about to eat a sandwich going, ooh, what is this? Showed his manager.
Yeah, sorry.
And that was it.
No, it says here, those workers died mostly of heart attacks or cancer. Conditions that could have been caused by heavy metal poisoning. Okay, so
he was kind of smart about it.
So it makes a little more sense why they wouldn't catch on, right? Because it's just like, the guy had a heart attack. People have heart attacks. People get cancer. It happens.
Well, I guess, over an 18-year period, one a year dying? I don't know. It depends how big this company is, right?
Yeah, I suppose. If it's a factory of 1,000 people, I guess.
Like 1 in 1,000?
Yeah.
Is that normal? I don't know.
How did this guy catch on? He saw a little white powder on his thing, right? Maybe he just thought, man, I guess I just put some flour on here this morning by accident. When you know what I mean? When I was making this sandwich. I would have never thought, I think someone's poisoning me. I would never think that.
Oh, yeah, you're chomping in right away.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, what is damn, this? I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'll be like, man, maybe this piece of bread got a little moldy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just throw it out.
I've only got 30 minutes on my break. I don't got time to waste.
Yeah, this guy goes and reports it to his boss.
Yeah, if you're the boss, you're like, really? Just eat your sandwich.
Yeah.
He's coming over
this?
Boss, I don't know about this sandwich. And he's like...
Boss, my sandwich has some white stuff on it. But he's get lost. Shut up.
Well,
I'm on my break too.
Yeah.
I'm
He's
trying to eat my sandwich.
Did your sandwich look like that when you brought it here?
Yeah.
Like, get a...
hell
I'm trying to eat a BLT over here. Get away.
Dude, make a better sandwich. I don't know what to tell you, you know?
Man, he probably would have felt guilty if this guy died, and then the next guy was like, hey, my sandwich. He's like, all right, well, the last guy said that died, so maybe I should
Maybe I'll take a look at this sandwich.
Yeah. So there's like... They didn't uncover a motive or anything for this guy. He was just poisoning people's lunches. Like, how did you determine this? Like, oh, this guy, he's getting the poison.
Yeah.
Because, like, one person per year?
What is this? What is this company? Is there, like... Do they work with, like, chemicals, or...
It was like a metal fitting company or something.
Okay, so maybe they would have some type of...
It was a metal fitting firm, is all they said. They didn't give the name of it.
Interesting.
In the small northwestern town of Schloss Holtestukenbrook.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Klaus from Stukensbrook.
something
I don't know
like
if that was... Oh, it's interesting.
All right. Well, speaking of food, moving on to another food-related story here. Recently in Saudi Arabia, they've given women permission to drive. So
Which is fantastic.
Yes, which is fantastic, and one of the Saudi Arabia's got like tons of like bizarre like ass backwards things going on.
Now there'll be the same amount of accidents as everywhere else in the world where women drive.
Dan said it, not me. So, they recently gave women permission to drive, and you know what do companies do nowadays when things like this happen? They gotta cash in for that social credit, Dan.
Yep.
They gotta be like, we're on board with this. So. Company
we support
cashing,
women driving.
Yeah, the company cashing in this time, Burger King. As always, I start with just the headline. Burger King faces backlash for campaign celebrating Saudi women driving. Now, surely you're thinking, they're celebrating Saudi women driving. Where could the backlash come from?
Which is exactly what we thought.
Yes, but according to ArabianBusiness.com, a very solid source, fast food chain Burger King has received backlash from users on social media, which is pretty much where all backlash occurs.
Yeah.
After a campaign celebrating the lifting of the Saudi women driving ban revealed a controversial name change to their Whopper sandwich. Whop Her.
Capital H-E-R.
Yes. Like Whopper, but with her at the end.
Yeah.
Because you're celebrating her, you know?
Whop her, yeah.
But on social media, users have pointed out it's similar to the informal verb whop, which means to hit hard, not the slang for Italian people. The campaign sees the brand play on the name of its Whopper sandwich, which it is offering for free to every female driver passing by its drive-thrus in the kingdom until July 24th, which is a full month after the ban was lifted.
Which is pretty awesome. Like,
yeah, they're giving away free Whoppers.
Free Whoppers to women who are driving through the drive-thru. It's awesome.
I'd be like, oh, honey, you can drive now. Go to the drive-thru and get us some free Whoppers.
Get a couple. Bring me home
Yeah, get a couple Whop Hers for us. So the temporary rename Whop Her is emphasized in the sandwich's logo with the tagline, "Celebrating our driving women," written in both English and Arabic. Like actually on the packaging of the sandwiches. So the idea reportedly originated from the chain's agency, like advertising agency in Germany. So on Twitter, you know, users are all like up in arms, using the Whop Her hashtag. And one user said, "The Whop Her hashtag is not giving the message Burger King would like." Another user commented, hashtag Whop Her as in beat her up. Others said they refused to use, they refused to whop her and predicted the campaign is a sexual assault claim waiting to happen.
Okay.
Which is ridiculous.
How so?
Because someone's about to eat their Whopper and they're going to go, oh, whop her? Burger King says it's okay to beat up my wife.
But
and
what does that have
beat
to
her
do
up.
with sexual assault?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know where the sexual part came
That's like
in.
domestic violence. I
Yeah.
don't think that's sexual assault.
It's all in this Me Too era.
Yeah, right. Everything. Yeah, everything is just goes back to sexual assault immediately.
Yeah, all the time.
Whop her. That's some sexual assault.
Whop a what? A what her? Oh, Jesus. So apparently less than 2 weeks ago, Burger King was forced to apologize for another controversial ad, which was offering a free lifetime supply of Whopper, not Whop Her, sandwiches, and $47,000 to Russian women impregnated by World Cup soccer players. The ad has since been removed, which is like
that was it. They left us on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, they left us on a cliffhanger there. They didn't mention this other news story, which is like so bizarre. Now, was the way they word this? It could go one of two ways. It's women who were like impregnated by these World Cup soccer players. Burger King's like, oh, we're sorry, you got impregnated by these soccer players. Here's $47,000 and free lifetime supply of Whoppers. Or it's like, if you manage to get impregnated by a World Cup soccer player, you win a lifetime supply of Whoppers.
You know what? I think I read this because this was like maybe the start of the World Cup. They were doing that. I think I read an article about it before, and I think it was more so like the latter. You know,
if you manage to get impregnated,
yeah.
No way.
I think it was like trying to breed better soccer players for Russia. I think that's like what it was kind of like all about. You know what I mean? So that when those kids grow up, they'll have the genes of soccer players and they can become better soccer players. So the Russian team will be better. I think that's kind of what it was all based on.
So you get a free lifetime supply of Whoppers, then these kids are going to be little fatties.
Yeah, and then they're not going to be good soccer players. And then $47,000 cash, which is a weird number to give away. It's probably like 1 billion rubies or something like that. And that's what just translates to.
So I looked it up, actually. It says, get impregnated by World Cup stars and win free Whoppers, says Burger King. So, Burger King had to apologize for the ad, obviously. Burger King has apologized for a poor taste ad campaign posted on its official Russian social media account. On Tuesday, the burger chain announced a promotion on VK, the Russian equivalent of Facebook, offering women 3 million Russian rubles, which is 47,000.
There we go.
And a lifetime supply of Whoppers if they get impregnated by football players competing in the World Cup. Shortly after announcing the campaign, they pulled it due to backlash, and Burger King posted a statement apologizing, said it had removed all materials related to the promotion. However, evidence still lives on in screenshots, which are all in Russian, so I can't read them to you. But I see a couple sentences here, the Burger King logo and Burger King Russia from a verified account, and a stock photo of a woman holding her pregnant belly. Or maybe she already won and she's eaten a lot of Whoppers, I don't know.
Maybe.
A Burger King's Russia division has a history of horrific publicity-baiting stunts. Last year, it made fun of a teenage rape victim in an online marketing campaign. Jesus Christ!
Oh, man.
They do things differently over there in Russia.
Yeah.
Holy. The fast food company used the likeness of Diana Shurigina, who was raped at a house party, as part of a buy one, get one free burger offer. Oh my God.
What?
Could you imagine if you're this woman's family?
Oh boy!
Jesus Christ!
Okay, we kind of got off track here.
Yeah,
we're not even talking about this actual article. The Whop her. Let's get back to that.
Let's get back to the So obviously, Burger King has this history of ridiculous things, especially in Russia I'd never heard of. But the Whop her. Now, Dan, if you were sitting down to eat a tasty burger, assuming in a world where you like burgers,
yeah,
and it was called the Whop her instead of the Whopper,
yeah.
Would you all of a sudden feel like you just go around beating women?
No.
Burger King told you it's okay?
I would not.
Oh, you mean to tell me that you're a normal person who thinks rationally and doesn't think this is a sexual assault claim waiting to happen?
Well, it's definitely a sexual assault claim waiting to happen. I just don't understand why, this is... Burger King's not doing anything malicious. They're not, trying to be malicious, right? They're actually just trying to support... But people are just, I don't know. They love to... just freak out.
Dude, they complain about everything. If it was like McDonald's and they renamed the Big Mac to the Big Her, they'd be like, "Oh, are you fat shaming?"
Yeah,
the Big Her. Now she's eating
or the Big Sack. And it's like, what? Only men can have Big Macs now? The Big Sacks, ridiculous.
The quarter pound Her with cheese. Yeah, jeez. Yeah, people just love complaining. But I thought this one was especially funny because it was coming from a good place and they're celebrating something, kind of cool. It's like, oh wow, they let women drive now. And it's like
it's a big deal for
them. And they're
them
giving away free burgers.
Yeah. And they're going to give all women who come through the drive-thru driving free burgers. That's awesome. Yeah. Good for them.
Yeah, how many people are about to go through the drive-thru and the husband's like, "Oh, honey, switch sides."
Yeah.
Give me
the driver's seat quick.
Give me that free burger because they're still not cool with it. They're like, "Oh, I'll drive."
Oh, yeah. Right, if they're going out together, he's driving until they get to Burger King.
Yeah, I wonder what the insurance is like over there. If they're like, ooh.
Oh, good.
You want to drive the...
good thinking.
We're not cool with this. The insurance is going to be
insane. I bet you, insurance rates for women is, huge because they don't know. They
don't
know what these women are going to,
yeah.
They're all brand new drivers.
Yeah.
So it's imagine when you were a brand new driver, how much insurance costs for you, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And this is like a whole bunch of new drivers on the road at the same time.
Oh, boy.
Right? So, like, everybody's insurance rates are going up.
Yeah.
Very interesting. If we have anybody who works in the insurance world in Saudi Arabia, email us, scruffcast@gmail.com. We got more listeners than Sean Desmond. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, that's right.
Surely somebody. There's that overlap there. All right. I think we've exhausted this story. So, moving on. More people complaining. And this one is also kind of food related. Oh, no. This one is not food related. This one is
restaurant related.
Restaurant. Well, okay, yes. This one is restaurant related. We're jumping orders here. We're spicing it up on the ScruffCast. We're changing the way things are done. And I'm pulling up my next article. So, this one, we're jumping back to Canada here from Global News. So, a Vancouver restaurant that fired a manager over mega hat incident inundated with negative Yelp reviews. Now, mega as in MAGA, Make America Great Again, not mega as in like really big or like a huge amount of hats.
Yep.
Right? Like somebody went in, it's like, look at the mega hats incident.
It's like one of those big like styrofoam cowboy hats you win at like Canada's Wonderland.
Yeah.
So, you can't wear that in here. It's ridiculous.
So, a Vancouver restaurant the manager there refused to serve a man who came in wearing a MAGA hat, MAGA, Make America Great Again, like, you know, the red Trump hat you see.
Yeah.
So, manager of Vancouver Stanley Park Tea House restaurant has been fired for refusing service to a customer wearing a Make America Great Again hat. The red baseball cap formed an important part. So why are they giving us all this extra details and crap about the hat and if it formed an important part of his campaign? Just tell me the news.
Yeah.
Jesus. So, the hats have also sparked controversy among many who call them symbols of racism, bigotry, anti-gay hatred, yada, yada, yada. You know, everybody hates everybody nowadays. So, the manager refused to serve a customer of the restaurant who was wearing this hat. So, he was fired. And he said the issue erupted when he asked the customer to take off their hat. And in an emailed statement, he said he would do it again. He says, I stand by my decision to ask the patron to remove his hat. The mega hat has come to symbolize racism, bigotry, misogyny, blah, 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 blah. As a person with a strong moral backbone, I had to take a stand against this guest's choice of headwear.
Look at this hero, eh?
Well, in my former place of work. Yes, because he's helping change the world one hat at a time.
With my strong moral backbone.
Yeah, Dan.
I'm such a great person because I wouldn't say this. I think there's people who just wait for the opportunity to play hero, you know, or social
100%.
Justice hero.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, this guy's wearing a hat. Boom, now's my chance.
Oh, yeah, like when ABC News came calling on this guy, he was chomping at the bit.
Yeah, he was standing right behind the woman who got smushed by that hot dog.
Yeah, like, geez. So, yeah, his strong moral backbone, right? Mm-hmm. So then the vice president of human resources for Sequoia Group of Restaurants, which was the company that owns this restaurant, agreed with how the incident began, but said it amounted to refusal of service. A gentleman came in wearing a hat that was a Make America Great Again hat, and our manager went up to the gentleman, asked him to take off his hat, and he said that he wouldn't serve him with the hat on. The gentleman said he had a right to wear the hat, which, yeah, he does. It's just a hat. And the manager refused to serve him if he wouldn't take off his hat, and so the customer had to leave. So this pretty much amounts to, you know, the guy was wearing the hat, manager says, like, hey, take off that hat, you know, I don't like that hat.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, like, no, I have a right to wear the hat. The manager goes, like, well, you're not getting any food. So in a previous statement, the company called the manager a good person with a big heart and a right to his personal beliefs, of course. However, it said he was fired for violating the company's philosophy of tolerance. Sequoia does not support intolerance of any kind, and it is because of these principles we cannot discriminate against someone based on their support for the current administration in the United States or any other bona fide political party. So then, this brings up a lot of legal questions. So, an employee and human rights lawyer was contacted about this story, said, in most circumstances in Canada, there is nothing inherently wrong with terminating an employee provided that the employee is not being discriminated against in some way that is protected under law. Protected categories would include things such as gender, race, religion, mental or physical disability, blah, blah, blah. If the manager did, in fact, refuse to serve the guest, then the company would have a strong case for termination with cause, which is pretty much what happened. He was like, I'm not serving you. However, the employee also may have been able to argue in that case they were wrongfully dismissed because the employee would wouldn't be entitled to have any severance or anything like that for being fired. He could certainly sue the tea house for wrongful dismissal, and in that circumstance, there would be a debate whether he was fired for cause or wrongfully dismissed. And that's pretty much it. And then they talk about, going to Ontario court and stuff. So that's was the original part of the story.
I think they wanted to get rid of this guy to begin with.
Yeah, his high moral backbone, Dan, is better than everybody else.
You wouldn't fire somebody over that, I don't think. You maybe give them a warning, you know what I mean, written up, suspension, hey, listen, you can't do that. You do that again, and you're gone.
Well,
unless this isn't the first time he's done it, right? But it seems
this guy's got a high moral backbone.
That's true. It seems like this guy, they wanted out, and this was a great opportunity for them to
kick
him out the door.
There's a follow-up to this story, which is the restaurant that fired the manager over this mega hat incident has been inundated with negative Yelp reviews.
Yeah.
So Vancouver restaurant has been inundated with negative online reviews after firing a manager for refusing to serve a customer because of his Trump hat, blah, blah, blah. So following this, there has been a huge amount of negative reviews lobbied at the company. Too bad you gave in to Trump, said one user who gave the restaurant a 1-star review. You lost my
Yelp.
business.
Yeah.
You lost my business, even though I was never going to eat there. The company has made it clear where they stand, another 1-star review said. If you have any scruples, you will take your business to establishments with some kind of moral compass.
Oh, my God.
And that was pretty much...
yeah, they're just getting crushed on Yelp, which is a big deal, right?
Yeah,
you know
but... I mean? So this leads me to ask the question to you. Do you think... Well, it's a two-part question. Do you think the guy was fair to say, hey, you should take off your hat. I have a high moral backbone to believe in that, blah, blah, blah. And whether you do or not, do you think it was fair for him to get fired?
I don't think he should be able to tell the guy to take his hat off or refuse to serve him for wearing that hat.
Yeah.
But I also think he probably shouldn't have gotten fired for it.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. I think he, I don't know. The guy's, it's a freaking hat. Shut up.
If the hat had said anything
Donald Trump
else,
walked in there and he said, you know what, we're not going to serve you. You promote racism, you promote whatever, right? Then fine. But, this is a freaking hat. Relax, man. Moral backbone.
High moral backbone.
High moral backbone.
Yeah, I agree that I don't think the guy should be able to be hey, you take your hat off. It's one thing if you're
we're not serving you.
If you're the owner.
And considering we're in Canada.
Yeah. Right?
It's not even our president or prime minister.
Yeah. It's one thing if you are the sole owner of a restaurant or something, right? And you'd be I don't want to serve you.
Yeah.
Which is okay, fine. But this guy's a manager. He doesn't even own the restaurant. He's going rogue.
Yeah.
Right? It's what if this guy was racist and somebody walked in and he's I'm not serving you.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Right?
It's
it's no different.
It's not somebody walked in with blackface. You know what I mean? Yeah, then he could be hey, buddy, listen, that's racist. We're not going to serve you.
Yeah,
that way I think would be fair. This is a hat.
From everything the article says,
yeah,
the guy walked in, sat down just like any other person would,
went to
problems. Order his food. He's just wearing a hat. And the guy says, hey, take off your hat. And he goes hey, I have a right to wear the hat. He didn't get confrontational or anything.
Yeah.
And the guy's well, I'm not going to serve you. It's buddy, I'm just trying to eat a grilled cheese. Come on.
Yeah. That's stupid.
Yeah, so I agree that he shouldn't have told the guy to take off his hat, whether, you're for or against the administration, blah, blah, blah. That's a whole other separate issue, right?
Yeah.
But I think I might agree with him getting fired. It depends, right? Like you said, maybe this wasn't the first time. It also depends how aggressive this guy was. Right?
Exactly, yeah, that's the thing. It all depends on how it went down, right? If it was just hey, listen, I'm not going to serve you, whatever, and then the guy got up and left, that's still an issue. You know what I mean? And it's something you have to speak to them. If this is the first time, hey, listen, our policies are a certain way, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't turn people away because of what you as the individual
what
manager
you believe.
feel.
Yeah. You work for our company, so you're gonna buy by our rules.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, then you can leave. You don't have to work here. You're not being forced to work here.
Fair enough.
So it all depends on how it went down. If this isn't the first time it's happened, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I just kind of feel like this guy's a little hoity-toity,
I totally agree.
My high moral backbone. I can't stand for that in our restaurant. No way. Make America great again over there in the other restaurant.
This guy's one of these social justice warriors. Probably has one of those nose rings that goes through the middle of your nose. The bull ring. Probably has one of those.
It's like synonymous with the high moral
backbone.
Ridiculous.
Yep, that's that. Speaking of ridiculous, John.
Speaking of ridiculous. So, we're going back to the Middle East for the next story again. Now, along with this administration and all their problems, one of the other things Donald Trump's talked about before was like climate change. And he's like, I don't believe it. I think it's a hoax. Well, some people, they not only believe it, they think it's an international issue spanning across all these different countries at odds with each other.
Which is good that these people are believing in it.
Yes, but...
Step in the right direction.
It's a step in the right direction.
Until you take 10 steps back.
Yeah, 1 step forward, 10 steps back. So let me just read you the article's headline here from Newsweek.com. Iran general says Israel is behind climate change and it's stealing clouds. Just had to let that one sink in for a second.
Yeah.
An Iranian general has accused Israel of causing climate change by stealing the water out of clouds passing over the Mediterranean. Brigadier General Gholam Reza Jalali, head of Iran's civil defense organization, revealed the charges during an agricultural conference in the capital city of Tehran. He claimed Iranian scientific centers have proven, scientific proof, that Israel and an unnamed neighboring country, I like how they're having a little bit of suspicion here.
Yeah.
An unnamed neighboring country were secretly cooperating to extract the moisture out of clouds bound to pass over Iran, thus robbing the country of rain and snow. First off, I didn't even know it snows there. Well, apparently it doesn't because they're stealing all the moisture.
That's why it's not snowing.
Yeah, that's why.
It's been 40 degrees here forever.
You're stealing the moisture. So, here's an official quote from the news agency in Iran. Joint teams from Israel and one of the neighboring countries make the clouds entering into Iran barren. Moreover, we are faced with the cases of cloud theft and snow theft.
Okay, so do you think this general's bot? I don't know who the bot, maybe the president there or prime minister. Do you think he heard this, read this, or if he was in the room or whatever, and was like, "Oh, geez, this guy's losing it. We gotta get him off of this ranking of general. He's completely losing his mind."
So they let him put out this
No. As soon as he put it out, they were like, "Uh-oh."
Oh, after the fact.
Oh, this guy, yeah, he's got dementia. He's got something going on here. He's truly losing it.
This will be the last time this guy's ever in a press conference. Might be the last time this guy's ever seen again.
Oh, yeah.
They do things differently over on the other side of the world. So the official further cited a recent 4-year study showing that all highlands exceeding roughly 7,200 feet extending from Afghanistan to the Mediterranean have received snowfall, except for Iran. Very, very
At the
funny.
same altitude?
Yeah, apparently.
Interesting. Maybe we should hear this guy out. Maybe he's got a point.
Maybe. Let's get through the rest of the article and see. Maybe we were too foolish.
You're right. Let's hear what
Maybe
he has
they
to
are
say.
stealing the clouds, and we just don't know.
All right.
So Jalali's claims were quickly contradicted, however, by the Director General of the Weather Forecast and Early Warning Office at the official Iran Meteorological Organization. He said that he was confused as to the source material that the general was referencing and asserted that the entire region was being affected by a drought, not just Iran. Perhaps they have documents in this regard, and I'm not in the pipeline, but based on the meteorological information, there is no possibility that a country will steal snow or clouds. He said if it was possible for a country to steal clouds, the U.S. would not be suffering its own water shortage because Washington would just steal it from other countries in its
still
vapor
throw a
form.
dig into the U.S. while they're at it.
Washington would just steal it from other countries in its vapor form.
Yeah, they are right about that, though.
So then he warned raising such issues not only fails to solve any of our problems, but distracts us from finding the correct solutions. Then goes on to emphasize, there's a better place to have these sort of arguments, blah, blah, blah. This original general's theory on the alleged links between Iran's climate change and enemy action was previously voiced by the former president of Iran. Oh, geez. He said during a 2012 speech that Iran's growing drought was partly unintentional due to industry and partly intentional as a result of the enemy destroying the clouds moving toward our country, and this is a war that Iran is going to overcome.
Oh, so this is nothing new then, the stealing of the clouds.
No, this has been going on for the past decade or so, apparently.
Oh, my God. No wonder they're so ass backwards there. Like, they're just letting women drive. I know it's Saudi Arabia and Iran are two different places, but...
Well, do you think women drive in Iran? I have no idea.
Oh, they're not driving Iran for another 400 years at best.
Surely
if it's
we
still
must
even
have a
a
listener
country
from
in
Iran.
400 years.
We must have a listener from Iran. Or that knows how it works.
I
over
hope
there.
not.
We don't,
I'm kidding.
we don't do research here.
Stealing clouds. This is
But
nonsense.
it would be one thing if it was like, they're stealing all the clouds. We look up, it's just sunny all the time. They're stealing the water vapor out of the clouds. So when they get there, there's no snow or rain left.
Yeah, it's like the clouds are still there, but they've taken all the snow and the rain out of them.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how...
Why doesn't it
cloud
snow
work.
here? So my kids are growing up there, and they're like, Mommy, why does it never snow? I see it on TV and in books. And the parents are like, oh, honey, that's because Israel's stealing all the water vapor out of the clouds.
That's why.
That's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard.
Yeah, that is. It's insane.
And this is not just like okay, here in North America we have like crazy conspiracy theorists and stuff being like, oh, there's aliens and all this. This is like an actual like army general, like a guy like at some big agricultural like conference thing.
Someone, high up there in the government ranks.
Yeah. Or used to be.
It's not
anyway.
Alex Jones just shouting
No.
stuff out, right? Like,
No.
this is a somewhat legitimate person. Well,
Oy, oy, oy.
that's the way it goes.
All right, well,
Ended off with some nonsense.
ended off with some nonsense. That's the ScruffCast way. Well, speaking of countries, that brings us to our question to ponder for this week,
That's right.
which I'll let you take this one, Dan.
All right, so the question to ponder for next week's episode. If your country ceased to exist for whatever reason, what country would you move to and why?
I think with this episode, we helped cross a few off the list.
Iran, Russia, Quebec.
Buffalo.
That is a good one. I think I already have mine. I got mine done.
I have a couple contenders.
It's interesting
we gotta
because-
see who the Bachelor gives his rose to next week.
Oh,
You like
boy.
that timely reference there?
Oh, Jesus. All right. Anyway, this is an interesting question because
You
you
keep
kinda
it
look
the
at it
same,
like-
you could try to spice it up.
because you can kind of look at it like places you've been in the world. Those are really the only places you know about. Or you can kind of take a shot at a different place that you've never known about, but you think might be good.
Yeah.
But whatever. We're not going to talk about it this week. I'm not even going to say anything more.
However,
However,
listeners, we want to know, what country would you move to? Email us, scruffcast@gmail.com.
you guys have been on fire recently.
Yes,
We're loving
we've
it.
loved the
We're
answers.
having a great
Keep it coming.
time.
And I know the other listeners like when their fellow listeners write in. So you're not only
Everybody
making us
loves it.
happy, you're making everybody else happy.
Yeah. Join in. Join in on the fun.
Do you know how special you have to be to get your email read on a podcast with a bigger listenership than Sean Desmond's Wasaga Beach free concert? Oh, boy.
Kind of a big
You
deal.
hit the big time.
Okay. I think that's the episode. The end of episode 27
Yes.
of the ScruffCast. Thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll catch you next week.
Got me like, oh, as I'm watching her go. All I'm thinking is, oh, damn, that bad thing. I can tell you're really good at distracting.